Is there anything good you think the administration has done in these 6 months at the border?
Well, I will heap praise on the administration for the first 6 months in Los Angeles with the fires. If you ask me, is there anything that they have done good in terms of immigration? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that the viewpoint has been punitive, has been let's make it as miserable as possible so that these people don't come.
And whatever they're doing is certainly working at the border itself. We were down on that border, and it is dramatically different. Is there any
3 years from now? I think Trump has eroded global trust in the American economy and American deal making.
You mean the all-time high market ever in history?
It's high because they don't believe.
The all-time high?
They think Trump is going to chicken out.
Never been higher. Never been worth more. Never been more successful. Never.
When the
it's eroded by trust. All-time high today at 4:30 in history. Never worth more. What are you talking about?
Well, look, let's see what happens on August 1st when he announces potentially up to 50% in 3 years.
What's going on, everyone? Talk to here today. And in this intro, we're going to talk more about Democrats and their favorability and how a lot of things that they react to, talking about the stock market, talk about immigration. Hell, we even talk about the fact that, Tulsi Gabbard released information that Obama staged a whole Russian collusion hoax and that it was coordinated with Hillary Clinton. We'll talk about a lot of stuff, but I want to focus on the Democrats here because Democrats are known to push bad ideas, right? There are consequences to ripping out law-abiding, dutiful, undocumented people from their country. What country? We're trying to return them to their country, AOC. Make it make sense. We're undutifully removing undocumented people from their country, AOC. If you're undocumented, the country that has your documents, that's your country. So isn't deportation meaning we're returning you back to your homeland? Make it make sense. This is the Democratic Party for you. What she should have said is there are consequences for ripping up Democratic voters that we need for our electoral college, for our House seats, to increase our census. This is the true motive of the Democratic Party. They do things that hurt the American people at their own expense. They want to win that bad, right? And now they're trying to do redistricting games, right? They're trying to use Donald Trump as an excuse. Oh, Donald Trump's trying to redistrict Texas, so California should do it. I have a lot of material to talk about today. And these little games, I don't think Americans are buying it. I want to show you a clip of what happens when Democrats have power top and down, right? And y'all remember the squatting situation that was going on during the Biden administration, how in New York, squatters were coming in, taking over people's vacant houses and making it their own, essentially stealing it, right? You had illegals on TikTok giving other illegals advice how they can squat in someone's house. And finally, these Democrats, one of these Democratic representatives had a squatter take over a neighborhood, someone's house in their neighborhood. And now they're outraged. Now they want to do something about it. When many people on the left that support the Democratic Party support squatters, they believe squatters have rights to a house. Communist thinking, no such thing as private property. This is some crazy stuff. This is some crazy stuff. And this is one of the reasons why many people don't look favorably on the Democratic Party. Let's take a look.
I knew it was a problem, but to watch it up close, right on my own block, right here in Avalon Park, has been it's been wild.
Illinois State Representative Marcus Evans is getting a front row seat to what some are calling a crisis in Illinois. Earlier this week, alleged squatters moved into his next-door neighbor's home. He says the whole block is outraged.
Surprised us all to take over these folks' property. Squatting, it shouldn't be allowed.
The real property owners, Linda Gomez and Rodrigo Leva, say they recently put this house on the market. When they came to check on it this week, they say the locks had been changed and a family they've never seen before moved inside.
They open and say, hey, this is my house. I say, no, excuse me, that's my house.
The couple recorded this video of the alleged squatter. They say the family initially claimed they had bought the house, but when police arrived, they changed their story, claiming they rented the home and signed a lease. Police ultimately said they couldn't remove the people inside and referred the homeowners to the eviction courts. That's the current process under Illinois law, and it can take months.
It's not easy to be working hard for something, and these people just showing like nothing and break into your house. It's a lot of frustration.
My neighbor, she say, oh, call to Samantha.
It's a story we've been uncovering for months now. Squatting in Illinois, a statewide fight. In May, Illinois lawmakers passed the squatter bill, which would give police the power to remove squatters from someone's property the moment the rightful owner can prove it's theirs. The bill is currently sitting on Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's desk. The bill's co-author, State Representative LaShawn Ford, says it's imperative the governor sign this bill into law.
It's happening all over the state, and so shining a light today to show the governor again that his action is necessary immediately.
Typical liberal pattern, right? You give them what they want. Then when it affects them, they realize, oh, this is the negatives that people were saying about, right? When you say, hey, defund the police, hey, you're going to increase crime. That's not going to happen. Community-based solutions. Maybe it can work in some places, maybe in culturally homogenous places that community-based enforcement could work. But for the most of America, that won't work. Or you hide statistics that shines a negative light onto your actions. But regardless, this is stuff that Democrats fought for. This is what happens when you allow your party to descend closer to socialism, aka communism. Don't get mad, socialists. Karl Marx himself said it. Socialism is merely a transition point for communism. That's it. Socialism will lead to communism because y'all never satisfied. Y'all don't have the discipline to restrict your own power. That's why socialism will always lead to communism. That's why no one from the outside can tell the difference between socialism and communism. I'll tell you the difference: discipline. Can the socialists restrict themselves? And socialists are not known for their self-control. I'm just saying, you want everything free? You don't believe in private property? You don't believe anyone have right to property? Private property is just an extension of your autonomy. That's it. I worked hard. You saw the lady, she worked. But imagine working so hard. Have a house. You paid numerous amount of taxes on it. And someone find out it's vacant and they break into your house and they stay in it, change your locks. The audacity. And what Democrats, oh, we got to sign a bill. Oh, there's no remedy to evict these people immediately. This is theft. This should be a felony. This should be some charges on those people. But no. No, we got to be soft on people when they break stuff. Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. And it seemed like Democrats are not seeing the incentive. But, I digress. We'll go into this debate with this, not debate, but this discussion with this Democratic representative talking about their new CNN polls and how unpopular how unfavorable, I should put it like that, the Democratic Party has become. And I mainly believe it's due to their ineffectiveness and their blatant and obvious political angle. Let's take a look.
I mean, you say that what American people want is people that will stand up for them. I mean, but Democratic Party's favorability is at 28%. And you also add to that, other CNN data was nearly 6 in 10 Americans say most of the Democratic Party's members of Congress do not deserve re-election. Democrats themselves are 7 points less likely than Republicans to believe members of their own party deserve re-election. Can you win back the House with...
That's Democrats saying that. Democrats believe majority of Democrats don't deserve to be reelected. Yeah, you're sitting here saying, oh, the immigration thing is ineffective. The economy is bad. You guys are saying that. And they're like, the signal saying something otherwise. You can say the economy has mixed signals. Sure, I'll take that. But to say, oh, yeah, the economy's in chaos. What exaggeration are you talking about? What are you talking about, Democrat? Y'all don't see reality the same way Americans do. That's how out of touch you guys are. Immigration was a problem. Trump fixed it. Now Democrats are sitting here saying that it wasn't effective. Like, what's her name? Bass? Like Karen Bass? What? This is what happens when you live in a liberal bubble like Illinois and California. But I'm thankful for California and Illinois because they serve as the example, the anecdotal evidence of everything that Republicans, conservatives, libertarians talk about with state involvement in things, how it can be misused by political actors in the Democratic Party. I'm about to do a video. Gavin Newsom is about to redistrict a bunch of districts to give Democrats 52 House seats in California. That's gerrymandering. That's rigging an election. What Trump was doing. I don't know. I know Trump wasn't doing that. Trump's gerrymandering, if I accept that premise, only was giving five seats extra to the Republican Party. Gavin Newsom's in retaliation, he's going to a commission or abolishing commission so he can give 52 House seats in contentions for Democrats to win. What's more rigging, 5 or 52? Ridiculous. If Republicans came out and said, hey, we should only count we should not count illegals as part of our census, even though majority of Americans agree with that, Gavin Newsom will say that's gerrymandering too. When they do it, it's for fairness. Watch, I'm gonna find a video where they're gonna try to spin it and say, oh, when we do it, it's fine. When they do it, oh my God, they're trying to rig an election. Watch, you'll find it. And many people are tired of this little doublespeak. Same action, but expect us to have a different reaction. Dumb Democrats, dumb.
Numbers like that.
We picked up seats last cycle, overperformed across the country because we had great candidates who were authentic and independent-minded, talking about the issues that matter on the ground and coming to Washington, D.C. to get things done for the American people. That's what people want. That's why we overperform. That's why we have 14 Democrats in Trump districts. We only need 3 more seats to take back the majority. But remember, when you're on the ground, people want to make sure they have a representative who's going to stand up for them. We had great candidates. That's why we overperformed. And while we feel like we're in a very strong position right now, 35 districts across the country on our map where we have an opportunity to win, we only need 3 more to take back the majority, and the American people are with us on the issues.
The polling suggests, though, that the American people are not with you in trusting Democrats right now. There seems to be.
And this is the out of touchness that I'm talking about. They'll say anything because all they care about is power. That's the reality. Democrats just want to care about being in power, and they'll feign caring about your issues. They'll feign being sympathetic to young men, and no one's buying it. Americans ain't buying it. Majority of Americans believe that you should not be allowed to vote without identification. Democrats are against that. Majority of Americans believe that illegals or undocumented migrants, whatever the hell you want to call it, should not be allowed to be counted as part of the census, which determines how much House seats a state gets. Democrats are against that. But we're standing for the American people. Boo. Ridiculous. This lying in your face. Majority of Americans believe that men can't be women and women can't be men. Democrats is against that worldview, or they're trying to stay neutral on that view, like by staying quiet. Deceitful people, deceptive people. I digress.
Be a disconnect in what in the strength you see in candidates and how the American people view their Democratic members of Congress right now.
Actually, when you talk to people about their representative, when you talk to people about the folks that have.
This lady's in Washington. Look, this is what I'm talking about. These people have no means. They have no discipline to check their own confirmation bias. She lives in Washington. You know how many percentage of people in Washington voted for the Democratic Party? 93%. 93%. Of people in Washington voted for the Democratic Party. So when she go out in the street in Washington, D.C., of course people are saying that. But have you gone to Florida? Have you gone to Atlanta? Have you gone to these Philadelphia? Michigan? Have you gone over there? That's where it matters. That's where they're more centrist. No. She want to talk anecdotal. Ridiculous.
Especially in these swing districts. Remember, that's what decides the majority. These swing districts, these purple districts across the country. We won. We won in Trump districts. We continue to have incredible candidates who want to run because they see what's happening across the country and they want to stand up. So I know we have great folks who are running. Some have announced already. More and more folks who want to make sure that we have a Congress that's going to stand.
In my view, it doesn't matter what Democratic voters are extremely motivated, right? It doesn't really matter. Because I bet they were motivated to go against Trump in 2024 and they still lost. I need to know what the independents are thinking. Are the independents motivated to vote for the Democratic Party? And based on the stats, 28% of Americans say they're not. looking favorably on the Democratic Party. I don't understand Democrats. I don't understand them at all. And I think this is why they love illegal immigration so much. Because they know, hey, we import these people in these strong blue states and we get disproportionate more seats. We don't have to convince the people in the middle. All we have to do is keep shoring up demographics and more people in for these strong blue states census, and we grow Democratic power that way without going through the voters. Does that sound like democracy? That a group of people that have no affiliation with your country, their presence can influence your government. Does that sound fair to a sovereign nation? No. And this is why Democrats are looked unfavorably. As an independent, I'm speaking as a right-leaning independent. That's why I look at Democrats unfavorably. Because I see there's nothing more than you just wanting your position. You want power without offering Americans anything. And when Americans push back, and there's some data to suggest that Americans don't agree with your prescription or your view on things, you ignore us and you find every other way to skirt around dealing with the American people. And that's the impression I get from Democrats. Let me know your thoughts and perspectives in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.